wind turbines can be a divisive issue. Some people see every sweep of their majestic blades as saving a baby polar bear, whereas others just see a fucking blot on the landscape mincing the country's wild bird population. Now I come down somewhere in the middle. They are a form of renewable energy, but they're also woefully inefficient. A few years ago, the Danish Parliament decided that every square foot of Denmark that wasn't being used for something else should have a wind turbine on it. And they littered the country with thousands of them. Now, given that Denmark has a population of around 13 people, how many of the old power stations do you think have been turned off since the wind farms went in? That's right, none. Because the problem with wind turbines is they only work when it's windy. But the industry's got another problem now, as it's come under fire by none other than the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump. In a recent speech, he said, if you have a windmill, because he calls them windmills, not wind turbines, despite them not fucking milling anything, they're windmills. If you have a windmill anywhere near your house, congratulations, your house just went down 75% in value. And then added this line, they say the noise causes cancer. The noise causes cancer. The leader of the fucking free world thinks sound is carcinogenic. Now, the reason he doesn't like renewables is he's trying to get the American coal industry up and running again. But sadly, burning coal does release a lot of carcinogens, and it's well fucking documented. But what strikes me is how brazen he is with it. I don't like that, so I'll just make something up. It'd be like Jaguar putting out a press release saying, well, we've heard that BMW are planning to inject all their customers with the AIDS virus. Or British Airways saying, the thing about Virgin Atlantic is all of their pilots were trained by Al-Qaeda. But of course, that's not the only reason Donald Trump's in the news, because I will give him this, he does like to spread himself about a lot. He's also in the news because he's lying about where his father was born, again. Because Mr. Trump says his father was born in Germany, he wasn't, he was born in New York. Now, my geography's not great, but I'm fairly certain that the Statue of Liberty is not in Berlin. But the reason that Mr. Trump's pretending to be half German is so he can hassle Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor, because Mr. Trump says that Germany should be taking a more active role in NATO. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that the Germans are really good when they're getting geared up for war. Who knows, maybe the Luftwaffe will be bombing fucking Coventry by the end of the week. But although Mr. Trump's father wasn't German, his grandfather was, Friedrich. And this is where it gets weird, because Friedrich was married to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth's maiden name was Elizabeth Christ. Now, I would have thought there'd have been some anti-blasphemy law stopping people from having the surname Christ. If nothing else, it's setting very high expectations. But I think this explains a lot about Mr. Trump's very warped mindset. In his formative years as a boy, he would have thought Brooklyn was part of Hamburg and that his nan was the Messiah. If you're watching this and you're British, I'd just like to point out that's 3.5 minutes of current affairs without fucking Brexit. You're welcome.